Well, the final race of the 2021-2022 winter season here at the Roseburg Indoor is about to get underway. We have my own Tanner Holmes Racing number 18T here behind me. I got Carly, you're getting ready. Carly didn't run last week, but you're back this week.
Yeah.
And we are both going to be competing against each other for a win. How are you feeling?
Feel pretty good. I just signed up for non-wing, never ran non-wing. I think that'll be a blast. I think Tanner should run non-wing.
Okay, so we're going at it right now. I ran non-wing last week. They're trying to convince me to do it again this week, so I'll let you guys...
Only 2 spots left. So.
I'll let you guys know. So Carly's in attendance tonight, so we'll be racing against each other. Just got all my air pressures and stuff done. It looks like we have roughly 20 cars in the pit area, so a solid field for championship night. All the guys that are racing for points, I'm sure that will cause some chaos. We didn't run all the shows, so we are not in contention for anything. We are just simply here to chase a win, and someone is rod checking it in the pits. But anyway, we're gonna get the night started with single car qualifying, hop in, go out there, try to lay down the best time possible, and that will set us up for the heat races coming next. Well, we got the Outlaws on, just wrapped up qualifying here at the Roseburg Indoor. I think officially we have 20 cars in my division, and I ended up 5th quick. And if you've been following our Roseburg races, we have consistently been like 3rd to 6th. It's a little rare for me to be like a quick time car, so just a little bit off. I just need to gain like a 10th in qualifying, but with their format, it doesn't really mean much. It just puts us in a spot for the heat race. And actually still good that we were 5th quick because my laps were all right, but I kind of screwed myself in a way. I was running way too low for some reason into turn 1. I was trying something a little bit different and it did not work. It was killing my speed a lot throughout the corner and I just couldn't get the drive off that I needed. Now with us going 5th quick, they have 3 heat races tonight and that puts us in a heat with my sister Carly. So she's gonna be on the pole, I'm gonna be front row outside, and then the next heat we're gonna start in the back. So this should get interesting, need to keep it clean, both run 1-2, try to get some solid points to put us starting up front in the A main event. But we're gonna head out, racetrack's still pretty grippy, but I think it's gonna slick off in no time with how hard the surface is. Well, the 18T was able to hold off the 22C there in the first round of heats. It always sucks when I have to race against my sister, I'm not gonna lie. It puts a little bit more on the table. We both obviously want to do well, and if there's anybody I would not want to race against, it's her, just because it makes my life a little bit easier. But fortunate enough, jumped out front. I knew we were in a really good spot being on the outside, because you can just really roll on the starts, carry a little bit more momentum. By the time I took off, especially with my forefront racing power, man, I was able to beat her into turn 1, and the racetrack's just really good down low at the moment. And right now we really have our car super loose and free, because you kind of have to move around in the grip, and if you have to slow down for the bottom, when you're off the gas, you want the car to still be able to turn. So we have a lot of stagger at the moment. We're gonna cut it a little bit for the second round of heats. A couple guys scratched in our race, so I'm not sure exactly where we're gonna be lining up, but probably right around 6th, and Carly's gonna be in there, some other fast guys, so we're all gonna try to be moving forward, and hopefully it doesn't turn into too much of a blender when we're all just right next to each other. I think if we can get spread out, the 18T is really good on the bottom. We pulled away from Carly, and I just felt like I really couldn't have been much better, so that's super exciting, and now we're gonna strap back in and get back out there for the next heat race, and that should set us up for the A main event later on. felt loose.
You better tighten that up. Who put that on?
I don't know. So, couple laps to go in the heat race. My steering wheel felt like it was gonna come off. Look at the hub. Dude, I am lucky. If that would have happened in an A main event, I probably would have been screwed and my steering wheel would have came off throughout the duration of the race. But we started 6th there, got into 2nd within the first lap because everyone dove to the bottom because they're all fighting for that lane, and I just ripped the top and I came out in 2nd. Made one simple mistake there when I was running in 2nd that I'm not gonna lie to you guys, nothing makes me more angry with myself than when I make mistakes I shouldn't. It's one thing to get out raced, but when I make mistakes that I shouldn't, like half spin, running 2nd there, just trying to be patient, that makes me angry anyway. But still won the heat race, did everything right, everything went our way. At one point, Carly got by us, we got back by her, so car's got a lot of speed. I just got to clean up a couple of little things, but we should be starting on the pole of tonight's A main event. Hoping to go check out the track here soon. So I'm down here walking the speedway, wanted to check out the track, but it just seems like it's so good around the bottom right now. Just looking at it, I can't really imagine for the A main event we're gonna be anywhere else. If you guys remember a couple weeks ago, we won and led all the laps, and all we did was just run right around the infield disc, and there was no way anyone would drive around us from the pole. Here's what I'm seeing. Look at this line right here. Racetrack's pretty hard, not a lot of grip. It's kind of starting to seal over. And if you move down here to the bottom, I mean, this is almost a car length or at least a solid left side lane of grip where you can just, you know, put your car down here and have drive all the way through the corner. And as you walk it, you can see this good dirt all the way through. So it's really hard to think that it's gonna move anywhere else but the bottom, especially with like my 4-stroke. I can run down here, keep my tires under me, and have good throttle control. And like I said, I think there's no way to go around the place faster. So I was hoping to see a little bit of a top, maybe just in case, you know, we get in lap traffic or we got a race up front, but keep walking the place, see if it changes at all. But if I had to bet money with what we've seen the last couple of weeks and what we're looking at tonight, looks like there's gonna be a lot of grip down low, and that's gonna be the place to be to win. So we're getting everything all tuned up here for the A main event. Here is one of the struggles that sometimes you go through when you own your own race car. You gotta make some tough decisions. If you get a little bit closer here, we put a brand new tire, or almost brand new, on the left rear, which I didn't necessarily want to do. Then over here we got another used one, but this one will easily make it through the feature. It's gonna be hard to tell, but this is the tire we had on the left rear. I just was worried it wouldn't make the whole feature. It's pretty used up, but I didn't want to put fresh rubber on if I didn't have to, so it is what it is. We'll save this one maybe for another day, for early in the night. But that's just part of owning your own car. You got to kind of make some decisions. It's just like, you know, that is a brand new tire that I just bought. I was hoping not to have to use it, but it should be fine on the left rear, and you always want to give yourself the best chance you can, and that's ultimately when you make a decision like that. It's like, you know what, I'd hate to run some old used stuff and then it ended up hindering me and I lose the race. So give yourself the best chance you can in a situation like this where that's just too edgy. If I were to put something like that, it might not even make the whole feature. But rolling off from the pole, car's all finished up. Dad helped me make a couple of calls, and we will be getting suited up, or we will be getting in and strapped in just a second.
Back to green we go. Brian Hubert trying to chase down Tanner Holmes. Patterson is third. McMaster fourth. Woodcock back up into the top 5 now. White flag coming out for Tanner Holmes. There it is, white flag, Tanner Holmes. Second flag for Tanner Holmes, and blowing up after going down the backstretch is a 47 of Carter Patterson. He goes up in a bunch of steam, and I don't know exactly what happened to that car, but he's jumping out of it fast. That thing jumped.
Well, we remained undefeated in the 18T this winter at the Roseburg Indoor with myself behind the wheel. I think tonight was its 6th race and its 5th win. Man, car was just super, super good there in the feature. I told you guys if I could bet all my money, I would have put it on that it was gonna be around the bottom. They really tried to get the top in. They actually went out there and rolled it in and sprinkled just to try to bring some grip, but the material here gets really, it's like loose and it gets marbly, and the second the top gets dirty, it's just so hard to keep it clean unless you have, you know, probably 4, 5, 6 guys up there running, which is tough when the bottom lane is that, you know, consistent and fast. Glad I made the tire call that I did. Right rear looks good. Definitely wore it down though a little bit, because you got to think this right rear is in one of the hardest parts of the racetrack. It's in the slick. In the left rear, I pretty much had in the moisture the whole time, so didn't really wear it, and it actually, as much as I was, you know, complaining about putting one on, it actually really didn't touch it much at all. Car though was a dream to drive. You can't really ask for anything else. You know, pretty solid field of cars here tonight. Pick up another win is awesome. You know, for me, this is all about staying behind the wheel, staying in the seat, you know, trying to be consistent and putting perfect laps together, because I think that can carry over to many different forms of racing, and just happy to be in Roseburg. So that's gonna cap off our night with the wing on. Sounds like I'm gonna do wingless, so that might be a separate video, but I think everyone else convinced me. But just a lot of fun. Duct tape hood also got in victory lane, and it lasted through the whole night. Well, now the teardown process begins at the Roseburg Indoor, because the season is officially over. Got many people in here working extremely hard, as I believe they're gonna have this thing pretty much all torn out tonight. I'd like to take a second to thank the staff here at this racetrack. I've been running here for many years, but just every single person, from the scorers to the flagmen to the infield officials to the owners, promoters. There's so many people to list off, and I know, you know, it was a little rocky at some points. You know, things are not always gonna go perfectly, but they definitely put their best foot forward to give us a great place to race during the winter time for Oregon Outlaw Kart Racing, and that is really all we can ask for. So it was a fun 2021-2022 winter season. This is gonna cap it off between the competitors, the kids here, the parents, the fans, and just the atmosphere that this place has. I always enjoy it, and I feel like we accomplished a lot of our goals as far as, like, you know, staying sharp behind the wheel, you know, trying to do everything right, run perfect races, and just become a better race car driver overall. So we'll see this place probably again in 8 or 9 months, and that's gonna conclude our racing season from Roseburg, Oregon. Deuces.